Hello, guys, and welcome to GodlyPsyched.
Hi, this is Ja. So this video will be a special segment of Godly Psyched. This will be our way of saying thank you for those who trusted, supported, and prayed for the success of this channel. So I will be reading some comments from our previous videos, and Pastor Steve will give his sentiments about these comments. So we will start. The first comment is from the firms. This is from the video Online Worship, Good or Bad for the Church. This is with Pastor Kurt Fermantes. So the comment is, I hope you guys can come up with trainings for online preaching, effective PT making, and etc. Kay kamo man ang medyo batanon pa. So, Pastor, what can you say
What's
about
the
that?
English of that?
So, kamo man ang medyo batanon pa means in English, since we are the ones who are still young at age.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Joring. So she's our new member of Godly Psych staff, and she will be helping me from every now and then. She will be helping me with moderating some of my videos like this of responding. So I just want to say thank you again to everyone that supported, those that watch my videos, and especially those that have subscribed and also have liked my videos, and also those I really love those that have uh, giving reaction comment reactions like this, because it's helped us to grow. So the first one is um, uh, he said, I hope you guys come up with trainings for online preaching, right? Effective PT making, and etc. Um, yes, I believe that online worship is something that will not go away. Me personally, even when I was talking with Pastor Puerto, I agree with all his points, and I will add to that, going with the comment. I know for a fact that online preaching will continue, as this will be something that will not stop, even if they say that if the pandemic is gone, everything will go to normal. Maybe it'll go to normal, but I think online preaching will be something that will stay until the future, because everything we do nowadays, it has to have what do you call this it has connection with the internet, it has connection with social media. So it's something that we will have to live with it. So how can we start upgrading our for pastors start upgrading how we teach, how we preach? We have to equip ourselves, and we have to upgrade what we have. So uh, I know Jorain knows this. We used to see preachings before with somebody holding the Bible, and then it was more of the actions, and then how he would walk in the stage. And even when I once was teaching homiletics, which is the art of preaching, um, we even taught before how he should use the pulpit. So now, Miss Jorain, you don't see any pulpit, right? How do you,
Yeah.
so how do you do your church lately?
Oh yeah, so since the pandemic happened, no, we are looking for ways and how we can continue worshiping God, especially when we are discouraged to see each other for face to face, though it saddens us. But luckily and amazingly, I mean, we now have this media where we can still continue our worship. So, by what you've said, that we need to, cope up or to um, somehow not really follow what the world is.
Yeah, not to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should conform
Yeah, yeah.
conform to
But,
this word,
and, mhm.
but our pulpit now, it's not anymore the pulpit that we used to have, where we put our Bible there. But now the pulpit of a pastor right now, I believe, is already the four corners of the script.
Yeah.
So like the firms said, I agree that we should start giving training for online preaching and effective PT training, even how to make PowerPoints, how to make presentation, and how to utilize our screen.
Yes,
I will
absolutely.
just be frank. You know my channel. If you've been following my channel, I go straight to the point. Even um, how you speak to the camera. Even me, until now, I have a problem with keep my eyes on the camera. But right now I have to see my notes. So I have to so how you look at the camera when you preach, how you connect to the camera. Because in normal preaching, what we do is you will look to the eyes of the people, and then you will lean to them, and you will react to how they react. And then, but now that is online, and you are talking to a dead thing, or what you call this, camera. The only way that you can express your feelings, and you can maximize your preaching, is to training.
Yeah.
Not only training, but equipping yourself, being familiar with equipment. So even if you're using a cell phone or you're using a camera, I believe what the firm said is true. We should start doing training for online preaching.
Yeah.
But who are those that should train? We would look for, maybe that's another topic. We should maybe make a podcast for the kinsa man to mga tao na itong gamiton para magtudlo. Okay? So that is my point. I agree with the firms, and thank you so much for the comments. Let's go to the next one.
All right. So the next comment came from, or is from, Jade Maglasang. So this is from the video, The Children Bible Story Sways Us from from what really the Bible tells us. So this is an episode, the second episode with Pastor Kenneth Paul Rosero. So the comment goes like this. So I met an Israelite in Palawan before. He is 5'7", and he told me that is their average height. So siguro kung Pinoy siya, mubo jud siya. So I'll try to translate. If that person is a Filipino, so that is, not really tall. So he's short. And ha ha ha. While his brothers are taller than him, he's not actually small. Maybe we should go back to the context and setting, like what we do in story analyzation. The setting in Israel, not in the Philippines.
Okay.
And should I continue?
Yeah, I think that is this response for
Alright.
what I said. So I will just go to the first. Okay, it's true. I really agree. Because for those that have not watched that episode, we were talking with Pastor Kenneth Paul Rosero about David. If he would agree that, because the general public and the mainstream would teach us that David is that small kid, very skinny, very small.
Yeah.
And in reality, the Bible never says that he's small or he's skinny. So what she said here, I agree. We should look to the context. We should go back to the Bible of the story, because what I always say, Miss Doreen, I always say like this: we are bound to what the Bible says. We cannot go away from what the Bible says. We cannot add to it, and we cannot take from it. So what the Bible is saying, we should stick with it. So there is no. If you see the segment, I prove that there is nothing in the Bible saying and stating that David, it's a small kid. Have you seen stories, right?
Yeah.
And you always been
I've
taught
been
that
hearing that since I was a little girl.
And what do they tell you?
Yeah, they always say that David is a short man, and Goliath is very huge.
No, Goliath is really big.
Yeah.
That is.
But we
true.
don't have any idea of how short or how small is.
To add to what Joreen said, I like what Miss Joreen said, is because she said that the Bible says that Goliath is big. Not only says, guys, but it really tells the exact
height.
how big, how
Yeah.
tall, how strong he was. And contrast to what David was, it never says like this. And David was this small. No, there's nothing. So we get that right. So that is black and white. So take away what is not in the Bible, we cannot add. So we cannot say he's small. Now, she said, Miss J.D. Maglasang said that someone, Israelite, said from Palawan before, he is 5'7". Not David, okay guys? Not David is 5'7". He's talking about himself.
Yeah.
He said that he's a 5'7" Israelite. Same with David, Israelite. But 5'7", according to an Israelite, so this is a reliable source. If the story, I believe the story of J.D. Maglasang is true. So let's put to perspective. I am a 5'7" guy, and I'm considered tall in the Philippines.
Yeah.
If the Israelite guy from Palawan that met Miss JD is 5'7", he's my height, but he's only average. It means to say that if we are talking about David, if we put him on the average, he will still be taller than most of us. Okay? Now, to finish all the because this is just a response, I'm not going to make a segment about it. Only if you guys can comment and say, Pastor Steve, can you make another segment just talking about I can? If you just comment below and tell me if you want. Okay? So the story analysis. A small guy could not kill a lion or a bear. He had to be real strong. That is why David said like this to the King Saul. He said, I have fought a bear, I have fought a lion, and I won. So even if the logic is like this, if Goliath was 9 foot tall and he was strong, but you had him fight with a lion or a bear, that would still be a good match. Would you agree, Doreen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because animals has a different kind of strength, right? So anyway, so much for that. So let's go to the follow-up question. He said,
And about the second one is, yes, the Bible is silent of David's height. He was just so young compared to Goliath. And on the other hand, the highlight of 1 Samuel 17 is David's look, but he's fearless. To fight against Goliath, to defend God and his army. Tama ba? Or am I right? Besides, the Lord has already blessed him in chapter 16.
thank you so much, Miss JD, for bring up that point. We are so fixed to the idea that we want a small guy fighting a big Goliath. We are so fixed in the idea that of David's height in contrast with Goliath's height that we forgot the biggest highlight of that story, which was what? The fearlessness of David. How he was what do you call this? Unshaken. He was not a bit scared of going against Goliath. A giant, a literally giant, not a giant like Yao Ming or Shaquille O'Neal that's maybe not so versatile or agile. This was a guy big and agile, very agile for his height, and David was fearless. And we forget that was the point. And yes, he asked, tama ba? Yes, you are right. The Bible really shows, di ba ganina, or before I said, that there's nothing talking about David's height, but the Bible really talks about how fearless David was.
And how blessed he is.
True. And how blessed he was. Okay? Thank you, Miss JD. That was a nice one. Okay? This one is, yeah, the same video, I think.
All right, thank you so much, Jade Muglasang, for those comments that really, somehow enlightened and reminded us of our childhood. And so the next comment is from Giram Braun.
No, this one.
Okay. All right. So again, another comment from Miss Jade Muglasang. So, and about courting and dating, they are not biblical. Much more, the Bible never talks about man proposing to a woman saying, "Will you marry me?" But parents finding a future mate for their children is biblical.
Okay. So, this one is a controversial one. I think that is the same video, Miss Doreen. Yeah, it's the same video, and with me and Pastor Paul Kenneth Rosero. Pastor Kenneth Paul Rosero, we touch about courting and dating, and it's true. But it's kind of controversial. But I will just, like I said, I will be as blunt as I can when it's about the Bible, because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. Okay, the Bible never talks about courting and dating. Okay, you can come to me and say, Pastor Steve, how about Jacob? Do you think Jacob was courting Miss Lorraine?
I don't really know, but
You know the story of Jacob, right?
yeah,
The 7 years,
the 14 years.
14 years,
Yeah.
right?
But that's really, in our time, this present time, that will be really romantic.
If you think like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, going what Miss Doreen said, she said that is renting. If we perceive that was courting, if we perceive our idea of what is now, okay, that is the danger, guys. You have to be very careful. Many times we tend to put what is now, what we are used to do now, and we throw it to, we put it in the Bible, which is wrong. We should get what the Bible says before, and then we relate it to now. That is the good thing when I have Joreen here, because she talks like like the perception of the normal person, and I will give you how it should be done. So, okay, connect. Jacob was not actually courting. Who was he courting? Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
Okay, so for those who know, I will give a prize. First one that will comment who was he courting. Okay, I will give a prize.
Was the
During you will get a prize if you. Anyways, let's go. It was not courting. Why? Because he was working for the hand of the woman. He was working for the parent, for the father.
I was about to say that.
You got it wrong. No, but I like, because you gave what would somebody would think now. Imagine 14 years for a girl.
Yeah.
But they forget the details. They forget that there was a big sister that went before, and then was disregarded. Was married to, but it was kind of disregarded a bit, half loved. Anyways, so that was not courting, because in the correct way to say, he was kind of buying.
Mm-hmm.
He was paying the price to marry them.
Yeah.
He worked for them. So now, where's the courting and dating? Now, if you want to prove me wrong, you just can give me a verse and say that Pastor Steve, this was courting. But until then, I say there was no courting and there was no dating. It was just a big, okay, you want my daughter? I want 20 camels. I want this land, and you can have my daughter. It may sound very unhumane and can sound very, what do you call this? Very cold. Asa man, where's the romance there? Asa man ang pagka, sa tawag na ang
Romantic.
kilig diha. No, there was none. But for the time before, it was a tradition. Okay, we cannot understand what is before because
We are not there.
we were not we were not conditioned that way. In psychology, we call this condition is when you're conditioned and you are put the thought, and you are from very early, you have this preconceived thoughts that marriage should go through dating, and because you were taught since young, and you observe things, and you are modeling, according to Albert Bandura, you are modeling what you are seeing and what you are being taught, being fed to you. And that's why it's so hard for us to understand how where is the love there, where is the romance there, you know. So that was how, and that could be another topic and another segment. But to answer, yes, there was no will you marry me there that time. No. You would just kind of, yeah. But maybe if somebody can prove me wrong, you just leave a comment again. But courting, dating, no. But if you want to talk about what it calls about this topic, let's make another segment for it, okay? Because our time
That will be a lot of segments.
Okay. So thank you, Miss Jade Maglasang. So before was JD and now it's Jade. Okay. The next one.
Alright, so the next one is from Geram Bron. This is from the video A Missionary in Modern Times with Pastor James Bermejo. So the comment is, Thank you po, Pastor Steve, for this podcast. Please continue to make contents like this. And thank you, Pastor James, for giving us the glimpse of the ministry in Cambodia and giving us the key points on building relationships in sharing the gospel. Should I continue? I like it when Pastor James said, part of creating a relationship, you cannot just say something or share something what you believe in. It's like a trampling down their beliefs. I mean, you are not making bridges, instead you're building a wall if you're going to do that in that way.
I really actually, this is one of the parts that I really like with my conversation with the pastor missionary, Pastor James Bermejo, about the relationship. I agree 100% that we should build a relationship before we try to trample their belief, because I have a personal belief that if you are going really to win a person, you cannot go hit them. You cannot go, okay,
Against them.
I want to win the heart of Jorain, and then I will just go there and slap her in the face and I say, what are you doing with your life? Ngano ka na ng mga lalaki mong ginapili niya sa lipaon ni mo si Jorain. You cannot do that. That it's, even you have a good intention, but the, what do you call
The
this?
way of doing it.
It's not good. Example, if you want to talk to somebody with a different belief, my personal belief is, first, if you want to win them, if you want to win, you do a debate.
Mm-hmm.
And you just hit them with doctrine and teaching, and it's fine with me if you're going to be a formal debate. But if it's a debate, just an informal debate, I don't like, because you are going to get nowhere. But this is a formal debate with a moderator, go, why not? But if you want to win a person, so try to find, for me, common ground. Where do you fit each other? Where are you the same? And after you see what is the common ground and where you fit and where you connect, then we go to the differences. Many times you are so focused on the difference. We are so focused on where the person is wrong that we forgot where they are right. Even in psychology, let's talk about people with mental health issues. We keep on looking, oh, this person is depressed, this person is sad, this person is mood changes a lot. But it should be, we should see what they're good on it. Regardless of she being depressed, regardless of she being somebody very sad, or he being somebody very anxious, he's kind to people. He has a sense of empathy. So for me, it's the same in theology. Before every time I go to somebody that is from a different denomination, the first thing I want to establish is salvation. I want to see if we fit in salvation. If we fit, if our message of salvation is the same. Why? What is the use of debating for hours and hours and hours and you win, and nobody's, and the person is still unsafe, is still unbeliever? It goes nowhere. Do you agree with me, Jorain?
Yeah, that's correct. I really agree.
Okay, so for me, you should save a soul first, and after you can talk about the things that may even add to the growth of the soul. Okay, so first, I believe that, like the person said, if we build a relationship, we share something that you believe in together, and then you go to the differences. That is me. And then if you agree, you make. If you don't disagree, you can give another comment. You can comment below and give me your reaction about it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And the next comment is from Rena Febriel, Sumatra. This is from the video Halo Effect. So the comment is, thank you for this, Kuya. Humans as we are, we tend to judge people based on what we see and understand. However, God wants us to be like Him and wants us to spread the love He has given us. Such a nice comment.
Okay. So if you watch the Halo Effect, so recap, please watch the Halo Effect. It's one of my first videos in this channel, and it's something. Every time I see the video, it's something dear to my heart because when I was starting to make videos, but the point of the Halo Effect is we tend to favor people with that we perceive that are more good looking or more have achieved more in their life, and tend to what do you call this, like listen more to them and like this. So like she said, we tend to judge people based on what we see. If we see somebody laying on the street, just an example, short example, I will just give me honest opinion, Miss Joray. If you see somebody, is that in Tagalog called palubi ba? Okay, if it's a homeless, a beggar, or a homeless person is in the road during, what is your perception? You think the person is smart or not?
I don't know.
Honest.
No, for me personally, I don't judge people, but for a general perspective, I guess people will not give the respect same as what we give to those that we know that has high state of life. But yeah,
During is too kind.
yeah,
But-
I don't really judge people because we
Yeah, I
don't know what is.
I'm asking the wrong person. So
I'm
let's us
sorry.
ask Pastor the negative Steve. I'm very negative. Doreen knows me. Those do not know Doreen. We go a long time. We are close friends, best of friends, and she knows me. She's more the positive one, and I'm the negative one. And if I will say, and you can answer yourself, if you see a person begging for money, begging for 5 pesos, and somebody that walks from a nice car, and put them side by side, and then you ask, and I will ask you, if somebody will give you an advice, which one would you listen to? I tell you, you will 100%. I think you are. We will go to the rich guy from the car, because that is how it works. That is the halo effect bias. So that is one of the bias. That's the main thought. Like an example, please watch the video. Like artists and actors, we really like to quote what they say because we think they're so smart, and
Yeah.
they have all this, what they call it, PA or PT, like those people that handle them. I forgot the term.
The
Diba?
talent
And
something.
the actors have somebody behind them that are the one really feeding what they have to
Oh.
say.
Mhm.
So that is, I think the smart one are the guys that are going behind, or they're consultants, advisors.
Not the actor or actresses themselves.
But there are some smart
Yeah.
ones, but most of them are not, because many of them did not even did not school. They cannot had so much time at school to learn because they were so busy they studying their scripts or doing acting, which is gruesome. I'm not saying that the job of celebrities are easy, but I'm saying that not all are that smart like we perceive. That is the halo effect. And I like when she said, however, God wants us to be like Him and want us to spread the love. Okay, how we love people should be, what do you call this? Should be equal, because the soul of a person that is begging for money,
Yeah.
the soul of a beggar, the soul of a homeless is just as valuable to
Yes.
the soul of the rich guy, or the soul of the handsome guy, or the beautiful artist. So they are the same. The soul of the child and the soul of the old the senior person are all the same in the eyes of God. So how we spread love, it should be the same. We could not use our perception to love people. Now, I'm not saying that you should court or date somebody that you don't find beautiful in your eyes. I'm not saying like that. This is talking about how we should,
Respect.
yes, or should treat people.
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly,
So maybe if you've given me that scenario, I'll be able to answer. That's really
reasons.
No, it's true.
No,
because-
you're a kind person. So it was a good
Aw.
answer. Aww.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, next.
Alright, so I guess this will be the last comment. So this is from Pastor L.A. Inata from the Halo Effect Bias. So the comment is, we tend to believe that all the ideas of a rich or wealthy person are always right. Sadly, our local churches are invaded by this bias.
Um, yeah, this is coming from a pastor that has years of experience, even more experience than me in what calls this in leading churches or pastoring. So, and I, like I said, I will not sugarcoat things,
Mm.
and this is true. Mostly of our church leaders are the healthy, are the rich and wealthy persons. So that is just how it works. So, um, solution for that, I think we should make a podcast for it, and I can sit down with maybe Pastor. I'm going to have Pastor Eli Nate for a podcast this coming next week, so tune in for that one, and I will talk directly with him about this. But just my idea, since this episode, I'm going to speak to what this comment also to the comments. I will agree in many ways. That is just is it's just the reality. Don't take my word for it, Miss Jordan. I will ask you, even if you go any church,
Yes.
any church,
That's the reality of
that is
today,
any church, literal any church, and look to who are the leaders,
Yeah.
and there's your answer. Don't
Sure.
don't say, oh, Pastor shifted. No, that is
No,
not
it's the reality of today. I mean, the present time. Because I also remember someone who just told me. I don't know if I already have shared this one to you, but this someone who I dearly, listen to. He said that he just prayed and hoped that time will never come that people in the church will not choose whom they're going to listen to.
Mm.
You know.
And that's another thing. Mm, although, before I go to your, I want to talk about it right now. So we have time, a little bit time. I have to talk about it. That is her comment. Not
No,
Pastor
I just
Renate's
remember because
wait, just wait. I have to respond to this one.
no,
Okay.
because the last part of it is sadly our
Okay.
local churches are invaded by this bias. So I just remember that someone who told me that he just pray and hope that the time will not come that people in the church will not, choose whom they. Yeah, but I remember I have shared this one to you.
Okay. But the viewers do not know. Okay. I will
Yeah.
just answer first. But in defense, okay, to the churches. Most also of the successful people that are put in the position, I think maybe 80 to 90% for me, that's my opinion. They're the right people to be there also.
Yeah.
Like many of them became successful because they did something right in their life, and that's, or maybe they were privileged, but most, I think it was the right choice to put them there. And also, let's not also say oh, the rich guy and the wealth guy are not the smartest one, why they are in that position. No, don't go that way. But but let's see, with people sitting down in the position, as I see so far, I have not seen a church, in my church, no other church, for the viewers that are not gays believer, that may say, oh, that person is just rich, he should not be there. But so far, as I see, most of them are successful because they did something really good. I'm not saying also that the people that did not become successful are not doing right, because they is life is so hard.
Yeah.
Okay, to be honest, life is so hard, and not everybody has the chances that other people have. Like, I saw a post during, I want to share with you guys during, there was a post and said that I got angry, and I really post on my Facebook. He said that if you do not go to school, you, you will not become an engineer, but you will become a mechanico or mechanic. If you will not study this, you will become a vulcanizer. If you do not go to school, you become a house maid. And I was angry, and I really comment on it, and I said not everybody has the same privilege as us.
Yes.
If you were fortunate enough to go to college or to get education like I did, like Joreen is getting right now, and I hope she finished.
I hope so.
And then, like I did, not everybody has the same privilege. So do not say that somebody is in that position because they did not go to school. Maybe they want it. but they did not have the chance that you had. So I sorry to say the word, but I hate those posts, and I really dislike those posts. And I thank you that Facebook brought it down, Jerry. A couple hours after, the post was no more because it was wrong. Yeah, maid. You say that maids are a failure. We used to have one of the influential people in my life, because my parents, I tell you, before we end this segment, just to finish like this, Jorain, in my life, my parents were always on the go. You know this. In fact, my parents were always out of country, and since high school, I was alone. I was alone for many years. Since high school, imagine second year high school and you already live by yourself. But most of the time, maids, helpers are the one that went to our home and stay with me. So my second parents were them, and until now they have a special place in my heart. And the wisdom that they imparted to me throughout those years is things that I bring until now. I see how, let's say in Bisaya we say kugi, or how industrious they were, how they would clean the house and speak of their character. If I would clean before, I wash the dishes and that's all. But I used to observe how the helper would do it. They would also clean everything in the whole sink. Just by that looking, but I learned. And also how they cook with love. They were not cooking for themselves, they were cooking for other people. How they treated other people is a lesson that you cannot learn at school.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Joreen?
I really agree. Because, our life can really impact on other people. And, education really is not the standard of how you should treat people or how you should respect them.
So that's that, guys. So thank you so much. And this was Steve
And this is Jo.
and this was a special segment for
GodlyPsyched and the comments that has been posted on the videos. And thank you so much again for all of your support, and we are hoping that we can still have another segment of reading comments and as our way of saying thank you for all of your support.
So please like and subscribe to our channel and continue supporting by commenting. We really love the comments. Okay, guys?
Thank you so much.
Good night and God bless.
If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more updates. See ya!